这就叫以美灭共了，这是一个。第二个啊，我们以共灭共和以法灭共。以法灭共就是川普总统和庞皮奥最后这7天的贡献。战友们，你知道被干掉那30多条政策是什么吗？我要掰着手指头给你们数，我要说错一条，我承担法律责任。这30条我能背下来。如果不在美国司法部给停下来，这30条，你觉得共产党还能活下去吗？就看到了一条，你们现在最关键的种族大屠杀。种族大屠杀的接下来是有一条，把共产党定为全球犯罪组织，也在这30条内。啊，这叫什么？以法灭共。这不仅是美国，它是欧洲、亚洲、全球的，这才真正叫以法灭共。以美灭共，只要美国别支持，停止支持经济、技术、军事啊，赢了。咱们就说以美灭共赢了。第二，通过法律把共产党定为犯罪组织啊，把它列为全世界调查目标，然后把他的政治权利给它完全不合法化、非法化，这不就第二赢了吗？
Rise today to ask the Senate to pass my resolution, Senate Resolution 444, a resolution condemning the dictator and General Secretary of the Chinese Communist Party, Xi Jinping. There is no greater threat to America's way of life, peace, and prosperity in the world than Xi Jinping and the CCP. Xi Jinping hates us. Communist China wants to destroy us. He is not a partner. He is not a competitor. He is a brutal dictator, leading a criminal organization that lies, cheats, steals, exploits slave labor, and commits genocide and crimes against humanity on an industrial scale. Don't take my word for it. Let's look what he's done. Their unwillingness for years to completely curb the export of fentanyl precursors is directly responsible for the deaths of tens of thousands of our fellow citizens. Where Communist China hasn't killed, they've cheated. For decades, they've cheated on trade, causing millions of Americans to lose their jobs. Communist China's currency manipulation continues to threaten our economy and destabilizes the world global order, as well as their hundreds of billions of dollars worth of intellectual property theft. They don't treat other countries any better. But Xi isn't about physically attacking and beating his own people. Just look at what happened in Hong Kong in the summer of 2020. 6 years later, they continue to unjustly imprison my friend Jimmy Lai. We will never stop fighting for his release. The CCP doesn't care about cooperation or respect. They constantly attack anyone they don't agree with, including our allies in the Philippines and Taiwan. They fly thousands of their military jets in Taiwan's airspace, utilize slave labor in their distant water fleet, and prop up terrorists and dictators from North Korea to Iran to the Taliban. The CCP, especially under Xi Jinping's tyranny, has a particular brand of evil. They seek to control the world, and in their mind, that means destroying anyone who stands in their way, whether it's their own people or not. We cannot be afraid to stand up to our enemies and hold the line for the next generation of Americans. The numerous policy mistakes we made in the last few decades, including the idea that if only every Chinese citizen could get an F-150 and a Coke, they'd eventually abandon their communist system and become more like us. Instead, the opposite has happened, where we have literally subsidized the CCP's military modernization, economic development, genocide, and crimes against humanity. Despite everything Communist China has done to our nation and to the world, we continue to invest over $1 trillion into Chinese companies listed on our exchanges, to include newly designated Chinese military companies like Alibaba. I hope that no one who cares about human rights and confronting our nation's foremost enemy would prevent this resolution's passage. We cannot afford to abandon our responsibility to our people and to the world to denounce the evil agenda of the Chinese Communist Party. I hope my colleagues will join me in that effort. Mr. President, I ask unanimous consent that the Foreign Relations Committee be discharged from further consideration, and the Senate now proceed to Senate Resolution 444.
Report. Senate Resolution 444, condemning the dictator of the People's Republic of China, Xi Jinping, for deceit, undermining prospects for peace and security, and orchestrating crimes against humanity.
Without objection, the committee is discharged. The Senate will proceed to the measure.
Mr. President, I know of no further debate on the measure.
If there's no further debate, the question is on adoption of the resolution. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, no. The ayes appear to have it. The ayes do have it. The resolution is adopted.
Mr. President, I ask unanimous consent that the preamble be agreed to and that the motions to reconsider be considered made and laid upon the table with no intervening action or debate.
Without objection.
Thank you, Mr. President.